26th November, every year we celebrate the Constitution Day or the Samvidhan Divas, or we can even call it as the National Law Day. Hi dear students, welcome to Kandela IAS. In this lecture, we shall be discussing about the Constitution Day. First of all, what is a constitution? Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Every other law in a country comes within the ambit of the Constitution. The Constitution provides a framework for the powers, duties and functions of the executive, and the Parliament cannot override the Constitution. Fine. So, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Since 2015, we have begun the celebration of the Constitution Day. So every year on November 26th, since 2015, we have been celebrating the Constitution Day. And why is this day so special? It was on November 26, 1949 that the Constitution was adopted by our country. Okay. So when India got independence, the task of drafting a constitution for a free country was entrusted to the Constituent Assembly. So the Constituent Assembly had a committee called as the Constitution Drafting Committee, which was headed by Dr. Ambedkar, and this committee made the draft of the constitution. So as early as 1948, Dr. Ambedkar gave the constitution to the Constituent Assembly. However, later in 1949, that is exactly on 26 November 1949, the Constituent Assembly adopted the constitution. Okay. Later, the constitution came into force on 26th of January 1950, and that is why we celebrate the Republic Day on 26th January 1950. Okay. So, though the constitution was adopted by our Constituent Assembly on 26th November 1949, it came into force on 26th of January 1950. And also, why have we started celebrating the Constituent Day since 2015? So, 2015 marks the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar. And since 2015, as a mark of the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar, we declared this day, that is 26th of November, as the Constitution Day. And then we started celebrating it from 2015 onwards. Now, I will also give you few insights into what is our Constitution and what are the significance and important features of our Constitution. So, as I already told you, the Indian Constitution was adopted by the Constituent Assembly in 1949, and since 2015, the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment announced the Centre's decision to observe 26th of November as the Constitution Day. And what is the purpose of observing November 26th as the Constitution Day? The purpose is to promote constitutional values among the citizens of our country, isn't it? Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and every citizen of our country definitely needs to abide by the Constitution. So, to promote the constitutional values among the citizens of our country, we have started observing this Constitution Day on November 26th every year. So, as I told you, it has been declared since 2015 because 2015 marks the 125th birth anniversary of Dr. Ambedkar, and it is also called as the Samvidhan Divas or also the National Law Day. So on November 26, 1949, the Constitution was adopted and then it came into force on 26 January 1950, the day which we celebrate as Republic Day. So that is the day when our Constitution came into force. And you will have to understand the enormous amount of work that has gone into making of the Constitution. When I say that, it took precisely 2 years 11 months and 17 days to create the constitution of our country. Okay, it took around 3 years to draft the constitution of our India, and it is the largest constitution in the world. So here are a few important facts about our constitution. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the chairman of the drafting committee, right? And he was the first minister of law and justice in India. And the Constituent Assembly included 299 members, and among them 15 were women. Okay, so the Constituent Assembly consisted of 299 members, of which 15 were women. And then when the Constitution was adopted in 1949, 284 members signed on it. Okay. Further, it was Dr. Rajendra Prasad who was the chairman of the Constituent Assembly, that is, he was the president. And the Indian Constitution consists of a preamble which gives us which is also called as the soul of the Constitution, isn't it? So the Indian Constitution consists of the preamble. It has 22 parts with 448 articles, 12 schedules, 5 appendices and 105 amendments. And our Indian Constitution has about 145,000 words, and hence it is considered to be the longest constitution in our world. And another important fact is the entire Constitution of India is completely handwritten. So as per the architect of our Indian Constitution, that is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the right to constitutional remedies is known as the heart and soul of the Constitution. Sorry, it is not the preamble. It is the right to constitutional remedies which is known as the heart and the soul of the Constitution. However, preamble is a very important part of our Constitution which gives us a gist of the Constitution. Okay. The preamble of the Constitution of India is the first page of the Indian Constitution, which was again inspired by the preamble of USA. And the Indian Constitution was written in 2 languages, both Hindi and English. And the Constitution of India is termed as of the people, by the people and for the people. Okay. The preamble declares India, okay, that is the Indian Constitution, and we find these words in the preamble which says that India is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic and welfare state. Okay. So Indian Constitution provides us with fundamental rights along with fundamental duties, and it also offers a framework for the government of our country to keep in mind the social, religious and cultural diversity of the nation, so that every section of people along the length and breadth of the country, irrespective of the region which they belong to, are inclusive. Okay. So these are few important facts about the Constitution. We shall discuss more polity topics in our future lectures. If you have any doubts, you can message us in the comment section below. You can also follow, like and subscribe. Until I meet you in the next lecture, take care, have a good day. Thank you.